lucky to even get a win today. 23-16. Not exactly the way we thought this was going to roll.
No, not at all. In fact, the most disappointing part of this, Sarah, was that there was no emotion. And for the third week in a row, now look, you're playing Houston, you're playing San Francisco, and then you play Jacksonville. So emotional crescendo here, then maybe here, and then all the way down to here. But to have to watch Tom Brady once again rip the hind ends of everybody in the offense to get them going, it bothers me. Look, Jacksonville stinks. They're not good offensively. I'm not going to sit here and try to tell you that the defense is great or this is any indication they're going to play great. However, we're waiting for the defense to bring one home. Well, today was the day, thank God. They skunked this Jacksonville team for the most part. That ended up winning the game. So it's not a great team they did it against, but the defense stepped up, and I don't want that to get lost in all of us lamenting that the offense didn't score enough points.
But is this one more on the coach's poor execution for preparing for this game, or is it on the players?
No, I think, Sarah, it's on the players. If there's one thing we know about Belichick and crew, they prepare the guys the same way every week. But standing here and saying, well, here's this team, yeah, they're 2-12, but here's what they do really well, and you better be ready for it. You're checking your watch, you're shopping online, you're thinking Christmas. You're not thinking we have to go play a football game against a team that has nothing to lose. I guess Mike Mularkey said after the game, they would have gone for 2, which would have been a really interesting situation to put the Patriots in. But look, this is on the guys. And even I stood here on Wednesday with Eric and said, they suck. Like, why would you? No one, none of us took Jacksonville seriously, and obviously the players didn't either.
Tom Brady, you said he had to get his players up, but he himself, 2 TDs, 2 picks. Was that on him, or is, it's just a fluke of a game?
Well, he made some poor choices of throws, so ultimately it's on him. Ball leaves your hands, it's got to get to the receiver. I put that on Tom Brady. Here's what, now again, I wrote from my grades column that Brady in the San Francisco game lost the MVP. Today, cemented it. Whatever chance he had is now out the window. You go to Jacksonville, and in the first half, you throw 2 picks. I mean, that just doesn't fly. And I know there was a tip ball in there. A lot of people cut quarterback slack for the tip balls. I necessarily don't. If it leaves your hand, you better make sure it gets to the guy it's intended to. So that's on 12. I think it's now pretty much a 2-horse race for MVP. It's Peyton Manning. It's Adrian Peterson. Brady's out after today, and it's the interceptions that did it.
All right, you talk about Peyton Manning, and he had a big game today, maybe one step closer to perhaps clinching that #1 seed, depending on how things shake out next week. We're going to talk about some seeding issues coming up after the break.
Jack and the Beanstalk seeding.
There's a holiday contest. What could be better than crowning the winner for the ugliest Christmas sweater? You'll have more fun than a romp in the snow on a special day before Christmas. And the Patriots Rap continues on Wpri 12.
All right, welcome back to the Pats Wrap. We just went over the Patriots' win against Jacksonville. Now a look ahead to the playoffs. Gresh, take it away.
Oh, yeah. This is where you're going to get maybe your ice cream headache. But here it's real simple. Here's what it comes down to. The 4, 5, and 6 seeds are all set. The number 4 is going to be Baltimore. The number 5 is going to be Indianapolis. And the number 6 is going to be Cincinnati. So if Houston loses and the Patriots win, they will jump them for the bye. If Denver loses and the Patriots win, they will jump them for the bye. If the Patriots win and both of them lose, the Patriots end up the #1 seed, Denver gets the 2, Houston gets the 3. All right, you got that at home? Now, if the Patriots win and Denver and Houston win, then the Patriots will be playing the Cincinnati Bengals on one of a variety of networks that the NFL is in bed with. My guess would be on Saturday, although I'm not sure. That hasn't worked itself out yet. The most likely scenario is that your New England Patriots will take on the Cincinnati Bengals on Wild Card Weekend. And that is a team that they will beat up on. I don't want to jump too far ahead because they still got to handle Miami. But the Patriots can be the 1, the 2, or the 3. Sadly, for y'all, or Pats fans, I think they're going to be the 3.
So you talk about that shaking out, but now does that change the way the Patriots prepare for Miami? Because usually in these gimme games, you're resting your starters, but now with seeding in front of them, is this a game where you're going to see TV all 4 quarters?
I think you go out and you play it. And here's the thing, there's still a flex element to this that we'll find out about tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Regardless of that, I think the Patriots have to play it one way, which is we're going to win this game, we're playing our people, and the only way the starters start to come out of the game is if injury, and you got to be smart, or it's 41-3, 9 minutes to go, 4th quarter, let's get Brady out, let's get Solder out. Here's the real problem for the Patriots and resting people. We're going to go nuts about Brady and Welker and all these skill guys. The guys who need the most amount of rest are the offensive linemen. And unfortunately, I don't think they're going to be able to get those guys out of the game. So a lot of this is going to be verbal yah-yah about people where it really doesn't matter. It's more, instead of it being about injury, we're looking at injury prevention. Don't leave someone out there so that they get hurt. It's more about rest. And the guys who need the most rest are the ones who had a big trouble today against Jacksonville.
All right, Gresh. Well, we'll see how things shake out next week. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Same to you, yes.
And we'll be back to wrap up the Pats Wrap. We'll have more Pats Wrap coming up after the break.
The #1 you have to see.
Seedings.
To line up and
On WPRI 12.
Tuesday night at 5:30 on WPRI 12.
I'd like to introduce you to your sister.
After 67 years, we're there with this man continues on WPRI 12.
And with 1 week to go in the regular season, the AFC playoff picture is pretty much set. Houston Texans hoping to clinch home field advantage throughout the playoffs with a win over the Vikings today, but with their playoff hopes on the line, Minnesota putting a kink in the Texans' armor. 1st quarter action, Christian Ponder finds Kyle Rudolph in the end zone, and that makes it a 7-0 game. Matt Schaub struggling to get his offense going, would be benched. Backup QB Kyle Yates looking like a backup, loses the football, and the Vikings end up recovering it. Texans failed to score on a touchdown for the first time since 2006, losing to the Vikings 23-6. The loss leaves the door open for the Broncos and even the Pats to move up in the playoff seedings.
To line up and get beat the way we got beat today is very disappointing. Hopefully we learn from it, bounce right back, but we have to. We don't have a choice. But it's a tough pill to swallow. But you got to give them credit for what they did too.
And the Broncos need to win out to secure at the worst a 2nd seed, but as the Texans lose again next week, the door is wide open for the Broncos to take the top seed in the AFC. Denver needing to get past the Browns today first, and what a cakewalk it was. Peyton Manning surgical in his delivery today threw 3 touchdown passes for 339 yards, including that one right there to Demarius Thomas. Manning proving why he's the QB to beat for league MVP. Broncos would win their 10th straight with a 34-12 victory. A win next week would guarantee a bye in the 1st round.
I'm proud that our team is in the mix. If some of the individual records going on teams that are not in the playoffs, I'm glad to be on this situation where we have a chance to do something as a team that's special.
Andrew Luck and the Colts looking to make history as they took on the Chiefs. Scoreless game. Chiefs on offense. Brady Quinn drops back to find Dexter McCluster, but it's picked off by former Patriots cornerback Darius Butler. He takes it back 31 yards to the house. Put the Colts up 7-0 to the 4th we go. Luck finds Reggie Wayne in the back of the end zone for the go-ahead score. Andrew Luck passes Cam Newton's record for most yards thrown in a rookie season as the Colts clinch a playoff berth in the AFC. And with Cincinnati's win today over the Steelers, the playoff picture teams are set heading into the playoffs in 2 weeks. Will be Houston, Denver, Pats, Baltimore, Indianapolis, and Cincinnati. The top 3 seeds are still up for grabs. If the Texans and Broncos lose next week, the Patriots can clinch the top seed with a win over Miami. If the Broncos win and Houston loses, the Pats will clinch the 2nd seed. And looking back into the AFC East, the Jets making a late-season quarterback change by benching Mark Sanchez this week for 3rd-string quarterback Greg McElroy. Rumor has it that Tim Tebow is done with the Jets and will likely play for the Jags next season. Tim Tebow not playing in today's game. Instead, McElroy, of course, getting the nod, beginning of the first. Michael Spurlock, special play on special teams. He runs this one all the way back, 63 yards for the punt return, giving San Diego the early 7-0 lead. McElroy struggling offensively, not exactly getting the protection he needs as he goes down hard here from the sack. 11 sacks by the Chargers as they regroup from a tough loss against the Panthers to get the W in New Jersey, 27-17 for the final. Next week, the Patriots will wrap up the regular season with their final division game against the Dolphins. The Fins hosting the Bills today in their final home game for the regular season. With QB Ryan Tannehill connecting with Reggie Bush not once but twice. 12-yard TD pass here in the 3rd quarter would give the Fish a 21-3 lead. Bush with 3 TDs on the day as Miami knocks off the Bills 24-10. And coming up on the Pats Wrap, a local hoop star hits a milestone on the hardwoods this week. We'll have Andrew Kravitz's story. That's coming up next.